guys, hi, it's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a little bit different, and honestly, I am a little bit nervous about this video for a multitude of reasons. So I'm just gonna get into it. I am gonna warn you guys now, this is not a hate video. This is not to provide anybody hate. This is not gonna be a video to change anybody's mind. This is strictly me providing my experience and allowing you guys as viewers to make up your own decision, having all the information. So with all of that being said, I'm probably going to stutter, I am probably going to say and I'm probably going to talk fast because I just honestly want to get this over with. So this video is in collaboration with RadiantBritt. This is not by any means us trying to tag team or anything like that. We were under the impression that we were going to just let this whole situation go and never provide our experiences or our opinions or clapbacks or whatever you want to call it about the scenario that happened a few weeks ago with BXBeastboy. However, when the video was released about Sloan, or the live was done about Sloan, I felt that a lot of that was reminiscent of what I had experienced and what she had in turn experienced as well because of the falling out, that we maybe needed to give our experiences, because it seemed that he's claiming one thing but really doing another, if that makes sense. So we have agreed to support one another in making these videos, telling our own experiences without the other's influence, and allowing our subscribers to have the information and do with it what you will. If you decide you no longer want to subscribe to my channel because I'm making this video, I understand that. I hope you give me another chance at some other time, but I do understand you not being happy with this video. If you are a subscriber of BXBeastboy, I'm not expecting you to not subscribe to him anymore. I am just simply giving my experience of what happened, and I'm going to start from the very beginning and work my way through to recent. At the very beginning was when the Micah Stauffer situation happened. That's when I was introduced to his channel, as well as multiple other channels, including Sloan's, the Dad Challenge podcast, Without a Crystal Ball, RadiantBritt's channel, and several others. I was trying to keep up with creators who were covering similar stories that I was, to see if my information and my opinions aligned with them or where they differed, so I could have that information moving forward, trying to remain unbiased by getting every possible opinion. That's really what I strive to do on this channel. So when I'm talking about commentary, so I started watching these channels, and the ones that I really liked, or I liked the personality of, or I liked how they delivered their content, I subscribed to and I started watching regularly. BXBeastboy was one of them. I am a creator who does not really gloat that I am a creator or talk about the fact that I'm a creator in any other person's live streams, videos, anything like that. I have never self-promoted. I have been promoted by other creators at their discretion, not at my own. So I was just being a supporter at that point, and I would go into his lives on both channels before he had made his second channel, and I would always comment. I would super chat occasionally. I was trying to be as supportive of a creator that I appreciated their work as I could, as I did with other channels as well, not just BX. So time goes by, and he has this falling out with Without a Crystal Ball. And I did make a video, which is still up on my channel, about how I felt that the whole situation had been a miscommunication, and I really wish everybody could get along. At this point in time, I was still on the fence with Katie and didn't really know of the extent of her behaviors, but that's for another video. So I made a video. A few weeks goes by, maybe, I can't remember exactly how long, but I remember BX had tweeted out or said something in a live to where he was sick of people making videos and making them twisted on him. I didn't know if he knew of my channel at that point in time or if he knew who I was. So I did message him on Twitter. And I just said, I hope my video you're not referring to my video or something along those lines. He ended up watching it and said, or skimmed through it, I'm not sure, and said that he wasn't offended and for me to do me, pretty much. So that was it. I wasn't looking for a shout out. I wasn't looking for anything other than to make sure I didn't offend a creator that I supported and cared for as a subscriber. So that happened, and I continued to do what I had been doing. I would comment in his live streams if I was there. Occasionally he would read my comment out. I wasn't trying to have my comment read out. I wasn't trying to get a shout out from him. He never gave me a shout out, which is fine, but that contradicts what he has said in some of his lives more recently since this event happened. He also tried to allude that I was trying to get shout outs by messaging him and that I was being weird by messaging him. I was trying to be respectful, but if to him he perceived that as me being weird, then I'm sorry. I did not try to make you feel uncomfortable or make the situation weird. I was really just trying to respect you and your opinion, and if you were offended by anything I had said, I would have taken the video down. That was all my motivation was. That was it. So it just continued, and then I became a moderator for BXBeastboy or RadiantBritt, whichever you know her by, and I was modding one of her lives recently, 3 weeks ago I believe. I was modding one of her lives, and a subscriber of hers, and I believe they were also a subscriber of mine, asked if we had seen a video and that it had some concerning allegations about BX, and neither one of us had, and we both said we'll watch it because they wanted our opinion on it. So that's exactly what I did. When I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. So I did go and watch the video, and I talked about everything that happened from that point in the video I uploaded. Now I will provide some backstory as to why I uploaded it and what my frame of mind was. So I saw this video and I got super frustrated because it seemed that this person was maybe just trying to stir up shit, to be honest, with BX. And as a subscriber and a fellow creator, I was slightly frustrated for him. And I was confused as to why BX wasn't defending himself. Could I have maybe reached out to him and asked prior to filming my video? I could have, and that's a mistake I'm going to always regret. But I didn't. Instead, I figured he's the bully slayer. Maybe he doesn't want to come at this person. So I took on the thing to be like, okay, well, I'll film a video. I'll defend BX because that is what that video was made for. It was in support of him, not in defense of him. I don't understand how that video is perceived to be supporting the person who created that video. I sourced them. Let me explain that. I'm not trying to say other people didn't do this in school, but when I was in school, no matter if it was good information or bad information, you always sourced. Even on YouTube, there's videos where people try and expose each other for not sourcing. So I sourced his video, and I specifically said, it's there if you want to watch it. I did not encourage anyone to watch it. I said it was there if they felt that they needed further information. And that's that. I left it at that. And I gave my opinions in that video, which is what my channel is about. And from there, I posted the video. I went to work, and on my lunch break, I always try to catch up on my comments, and that's what I had done. I was going through the comments and replying to people, and there was a commenter who said that they were currently a moderator for BX and that they also found it weird and was happy that I said something about it. And I replied back, as I do to almost every commenter, and they said something else that was concerning. So what I did was I immediately got on Twitter and I DM'd BX and I screenshotted what was being said, and I was just trying to give them a heads up that if this is a moderator, I made a video in defense of you and they are kind of saying other things. Here you go. And his response was, oh, that's one of my trolls. He was totally cool with me at first. He was like, oh, that's one of my trolls. You know, they're not a moderator. And I said, okay. Prior to him answering me, I had commented back and I had said if they wanted to provide any information, they could reach out to me via DMs or email. Ironically enough, none of my socials were in the description, and I didn't provide that individual my contact information in those comments. So they would have had to scour to figure out how to DM me. And I think I've only linked my email in a handful of videos. If you are not new to my channel, you know that this is new to me. I struggle with getting links in my description. I struggle with filling out my description in its entirety. So I was kind of taken aback by how things ended up playing out. And he watched the video and he said we'll get to that. He said something in the text messages or DMs, whatever you want to refer to them as, is something very brief about the link being sourced. And it was an incomplete sentence and in the middle of several messages I had sent to him. So it didn't make any sense, and maybe it's bad on me for not following up and asking for clarification. Again, I'm not trying to pinpoint this on anybody. I'm clearly just stating what happened. So from that point, I went back to work and I get the notifications on my phone when I get comments, and I kept getting a notification more frequent than I typically do. So I was kind of weirded out. So I opened it and it was a moderator or a couple of his moderators getting onto this person and getting onto myself, saying that this isn't a mod, I know the mods. And I replied back and I said, I understand that. I've already reached out to BX. I understand that, you know, this isn't somebody to be trusted, right? And I figured that was that. Well, apparently not. The person who had originally started the comment thread commented back and was nasty, and I commented to both of them and I said, I don't want my comment section to be like this. Please don't do this here. Something along those lines, that we needed to be respectful of one another even if they had differing opinions. Although I had addressed all of that, one of his mods continued to leave about 3 or 4 paragraphs of information. And I did not appreciate how that information was worded and what was all said in that, because it was as if they were totally ignoring what the person of the channel, myself, had requested, which is in their right. They have that right. I found it was rude. So when I got off of work, I said I was going to do an emergency live, and the live was going to be addressing the comments for my subscribers. I never have a live that's crazy popular. I typically have like 20, 25 people at max, and that's who I anticipated to be there. I was fine. I'm always fine if other people come into the live, but I got on live and I was honest with everybody and said I didn't feel well and that I had a bad day at work and that I just wanted to address some housekeeping issues. And I started to tell the scenario very generically, and trying to get to the nitty-gritty, to get to the point. And a couple of people hadn't seen that video, weren't able to pinpoint what I was talking about and ask questions. So I narrowed it down a little bit, but I was still very broad. And I got frustrated because all of the sudden a lot of people came into my live and it seemed weird and it seemed off. I already wasn't feeling well. I was frustrated, and all of a sudden I'm being bombarded. And I was like, okay. And I cursed. But if you're not new to my channel, if you're new to my channel, I curse every once in a while. It's nothing new for me. So for him to say that I was cursing, I curse on my channel. I'm an adult. I have an adult demographic. I don't see where that's relevant, but okay, if that's a valid concern of yours, I can see some people don't like cursing. So from that point, his moderator, who had been, in my opinion, rude, called herself out, essentially, because I was explaining how I felt it was rude on how they were ignoring what I had requested in my previous comment. They said that they weren't rude or mean, so I acknowledged them for who they were and said I felt that that's what was being done, and I felt that it was a poor representation for her to be kind of bullying in my comment section when the person she moderates for is known as the bully slayer. And from there, even more people flooded into my live, and it became out of hand. I will 100% admit it got out of hand. I don't have any moderators on my channel because I haven't needed any. We're all respectful adults of one another. It got bad. And I did start to cry in that live because I continued to try and address the issue of all I was getting every once in a while was, it's the link, it's the link. And I was saying, well, if it's the link, I will take the link out. I was not at that point really understanding that his issue with my video, or what he was claiming the issue of my video was, the fact that I even mentioned who my source was. I wouldn't have been able to make that video or have any opinions without seeing that original video. Therefore, in my mind, I needed to have some kind of source there. Trying to be reputable, trying to have integrity. And I didn't understand that that was the issue. The issue was me wanting to have integrity for my channel, me not wanting to be untrustworthy because I won't link a source. I was not on that mind frame, and I'm not saying that's what he was intending. That was what he was asking. But I think his opinion of it is different from mine, and that's fine. We're people, we can have different opinions about how we run our channels. But that was how I felt at that point. I didn't understand what the link issue was, so I said I will remove the link and then put his name. Because again, I just explained why I thought it was important to have a source. And I was not grasping the fact that he didn't want me to source him at all. Okay? So I got upset during the live and I started to cry because I continued to try and address the issue, and I felt like I wasn't being heard. I was ignoring everything in the chat except for a couple of comments here and there looking for BX because he stated he came there to fix the issue. So I was trying to just acknowledge him. In the mix, I did see other comments both from his moderators and people subscribe to my channel arguing with one another, and I would say, please don't do that, please don't engage, don't say that. And you know, in this whole purpose that I was trying, I didn't even make that video thinking it would be an issue. The fact that it became an issue was so confusing to me, and I was so shocked. I couldn't understand it, I couldn't grasp it, and I felt sideswiped by what happened in the live. And some of the comments that I did see was, oh, she's gonna say you're bullying her, which I never said in that live. Oh, she's gonna say that she's a victim because she's crying. I never said that either. In fact, I specifically called those comments out while I was crying and said, no, I'm crying because I'm frustrated. I'm crying because I feel like I'm not being heard on my own channel. That was why I was crying. I got overwhelmed. I'm sorry I cried. It was either that or I get really, really mad. And there were times during that live where I think it's pretty evident if you watch it, where I was very close to just ending the live. I got silent because I wanted to end it. I didn't want to sit there and cry. I didn't want to sit there and make these people think something was going on that wasn't. But I also wanted to just solve the issue and move on, right? That's where I was at. So I end the live. BX says it's cool, don't worry about it, it is what it is, and ends the live. I assumed he was going live himself, which he did. He went live for approximately 2 hours on 2 different live streams, where although he told me it was cool and that things were fine, apparently it wasn't. And he provided his take of what happened and how he feels about myself and my content. And I want to address some of the things that I personally heard in those deleted lives. Now, I understand they're deleted and there's no way I can prove to you these things were said. If you don't want to take my word for it, that's fine. I'm just telling you my experience. One of the things that was said was I uploaded 3 videos in 24 hours. That is not correct. Although a live stream had finished processing and uploaded the day before, that stream was done over the weekend. And it says under the video when that stream was completed. So that's incorrect. The live, which ended up turning out about you because you made it about you, was not supposed to be about you. So there was only supposed to be 1 video. So don't make it seem like I'm obsessed with you or that I'm trying to get views off of your name, because my video didn't get views until you pushed it on your Discord. And I have the receipts to prove that, because I never had Discord as an external source of traffic for my channel until this incident. So unless it's just a crazy coincidence and somebody else on Discord was talking about me or promoting me, and they've not told me, I find that very coincidental. So there's that. Another thing is, you said my channel was nothing but commentary. Again, that is incorrect. If you just look at my channel, I have 3, 4, maybe 5 playlists of different topics. Are a good bit of my videos commentary videos? Yes, they are, but that's not the only commentary I provide or content I provide. And at one point you were saying that you've experienced rough things in your life and trying to, I don't know if you were trying to garner sympathy or why that was even relevant, but if you want to make that relevant, I will make it relevant. Because I also have experienced trauma. I have 3 playlists on my channel related to the traumas I have experienced. Am I saying mine are as equal as yours or worse than yours? Absolutely not. But do not claim that you are the only one who was victimized as a child, because that's asinine. You know that's not true, and I know it's not true. And talking about it in a scenario when you are talking about me is hurtful, because it's alluding to the fact that I've not experienced any trials and tribulations in my life, because I have. Again, am I saying the ones that I have experienced are as bad or as harsh as the ones he has? No. But at the same time, it shouldn't be an argument when you have been traumatized in your life. It should not be an argument of whose trauma is worse. Trauma is trauma. We shouldn't be using it to get at one another or to pull at heartstrings. So that bothered me. And then some of just the things you were saying about me as a person. You refuse to actually say my name, which is degrading to an extent. You want to talk about your experience and how I did you wrong in your eyes. And if that's how you feel, like I said, you are valid in feeling that way. However, you need to give your subscribers the ability to make that decision for themselves, as I am doing now. If they don't want to support me after this, that is a choice that I am allowing them to make. I am not forcing them to make it. I am not forcing lies or manipulation or gaslighting. I am just giving them my experience and allowing them to make their choice. I'm not lying about you. I'm not lying about your content. And I'm sure as hell not lying about this incident. And anybody who has any questions, I have left those videos up with good intentions. I left those videos up because I wanted people who were maybe being told one thing to be able to go and look for themselves, because we are adults and some people will look for themselves. And I have had people look for themselves and DM me and put something in my comments of, I'm sorry I went on the bandwagon at first. I've had those comments and those DMs because I knew that would happen. I knew people would want to see for themselves, so I left them up. Did other creators and other people tell me to take it down? They did, but I didn't, because I did not a damn thing wrong. And I am finally saying that, because I have got the power to say it. I didn't when this happened. I had a lot going on. A lot of us have a lot going on. I was not in a good place when all of this happened, and I'm not blaming that on anybody. And I didn't at the time, and I'm not now. But I was not able to sit in front of a camera and give my experience because I was so emotional about the situation. I never thought this would happen, especially this early in my career, over a video defending the creator who for whatever reason thought that I was coming at them when it is very clear I wasn't. I don't know where the disconnect was. And all I can do is say I'm sorry for a disconnect. I'm sorry to our subscribers who we have in common who felt you had to pick a side, because you don't. You don't have to pick a side. Am I going to be talking about him moving forward in a positive light? No, I'm not. I'm not going to talk about him at all. I'm not going to source him at all. In the videos I have sourced him in previously, those will remain, because again, I'm not trying to make people pick sides or try and say you're right, he's wrong, or he's right, she's wrong. I'm just giving my experience, and I'm allowing you to make your decision. I want to thank Little Red for really kickstarting this for me. I went on her channel and she gave me the opportunity to express some of my truth for this situation after what had happened to Sloan. Because what had happened to Sloan is absolutely deplorable. And standing behind that video is disgusting. Because if you are someone, anyone, who deals with mental health, it is not your place to judge another and how they deal with their mental health. And honestly, and this is me speculating and me reaching, and I'm acknowledging that here, I feel like I'm the one who put a target on Sloan because he supported me openly the day after this happened. The day after this whole live and me crying and everything being what it was, Sloan supported me the next day and mentioned BX's name in the same video. And BX did go live that day and did mention how he supported me and how he didn't understand that. Which is fine. If he doesn't support me, of course he may not understand another creator supporting me. And that's fine. But from that point on is when he started coming at Sloan. I feel like it might be my fault. I feel like maybe Sloan acknowledging me had put a target on himself because I was not engaging in what BX was doing, because he had continued And as far as I know, that video that he talked about Sloan, he was still continuing to bring up what had happened between us, even though I wasn't saying anything. He was still using, oh, that small channel that tried to drag me. I don't see where I ever tried to drag BXBeastboy. The first video I made, I was very neutral. The second video I made, the one in question, I made with the intent to defend him. I went on live not intending for him to be there, for his mods to be there, no other than my normal subscribers to address, hey, make sure you're respectable in the comments, and if you're not, I'm gonna delete them, because up until that point, I had never deleted or hid one person on my channel. And I'm not going to lie, I did delete comments in that video. I did hide people, I did block people. Because they were so dirty and so nasty when I really didn't do anything wrong. And if people took the time to actually watch that video, they would have seen that it was in defense of you. It was not coming at you at all. But again, that was my intentions. That was what the video was for. That was how the live happened. And in closing, I want to say again, please do not feel the need to defend me. Please do not feel the need to unsubscribe from BXBeastboy if you are subscribed. His feelings and his ways around this are valid. However, it was full of mistruths, which I have addressed in this video. There has been more that has happened, but I am not going to sit here and stoop to the level of mocking or criticizing or really calling a spade. If that's something you guys want for more criticism of him, I do have more criticisms, but everybody has criticisms of everyone. No one is perfect. We all are flawed people. However, what I will say is another one thing that this just came to mind is he wanted to say I had an issue with marijuana, weed. No, I don't, not one bit. And I said in the end of that was my only criticism of you, is that you pushed it to your now knowing somewhat young audience. It's not a problem that you smoke weed. It's not a problem you talk about smoking weed. The constantness of it on your channel was what I was criticizing. I don't care who smokes weed, and I even say that. So yet again, you didn't watch my video. And if you did, you heard what you wanted to hear, not what was actually there. And that's fine. Like I continue to say, his feelings, his experience is just as valid as my opinion, my experience, how I perceive everything happened. But I feel it is up to you guys as adults to be able to make up your mind about the situation and move on from it. I've had people asking me about this. I've had people want to talk about this, and I have repeatedly shut them down. I hope this answers everybody's questions. If it doesn't, I will be going live in a day or two, and I can answer any questions that anybody has at that point. With that being said, I appreciate anybody who's made it this far. I hope you have a good day, evening, or night, wherever you are. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.